whole bunch of music that wasn't really right for Shihad, and that's what started on my side project, The Adults. I thought, okay, cool, I'll make a wish list of all the NZ musicians that I really, really want to play with. Here's my chance to do it. As soon as I started working with these people, it was like, actually, all this stuff that I've been writing, let's just write something together, and then it's flowed through from there. The great thing about writing with other people, but particularly this group of people that I've managed to get, they're all extremely talented, and I've got immense respect for each of them. They're all different styles of music, but it makes you, for want of a better term, bring your A game when you're sitting in a room with them, because you don't want to look like a dick. First of all, started writing some songs with Julia Deans, who just lived down the road from me in Melbourne, and it was just like, cool, I got a day off, I'll bring around my computer, let's write.
John and I have been friends for years, and we were sort of looking for something new to do, and just like, oh, do you want to have a jam? So we kind of came round to my house and we sort of set up plugged in a couple of guitars and a keyboard and just sort of sat around and had a jam, and it kind of grew on from there.
The first song we wrote was a song called Every Day I Wake Up. It's like beautiful, you know, really good, really, really good.
It's probably the first time that I've ever sat down and tried to write lyrics with someone else, because I'm always terrified of saying something out loud before I've got it finished. I think John was in the same boat, so it was quite nice bouncing words off each other.
Everybody came from someone else. All came from someone. Everybody came from someone. Start again. Learning just enough to stay and win. Every day I wake up.
I think most people sort of felt the same, you know, like it was like, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it good, you know. And so everyone just gave everything, you know, when they were in the room with me. For some reason, every time we've gone to do something with anybody, it's like, that's really magic, you know. Going over to Shane Carter's house, I was super nervous because I'm a bit of a fanboy. I was fingers crossed that he was going to like this music, but he did, which is great. And so we spent 5 days and wrote like 5 or 6 songs.
He rang me up and said, do you want to do some playing on this record? And I said, sure. And we had no ground plan or anything. And we actually ended up probably working on about 7 or 8 tunes together. And it's been a thoroughly enjoyable experience.
1 Million Ways, which is just like a big, crazy bass line over this keyboard loop, which sounds like a bagpipe. And we've written a song about the process of getting stuck when you're searching for ideas and then finding new paths, you know. I'm really proud of that song.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about this project is that when you work with different people and outside of your own sort of bucket, it just brings out different parts of you, you know, as a musician. Yeah, one of my favourite tracks on the record is a piece that me and Gary and John put together, and then we've got Lady Six to sing on it.
Is it getting colder, or is it just me? Who's taking the control of this frivolity? Am I getting older, a little run down? Or maybe I'm tired of being pounded into the ground?
And it was me, Shane Carter, Gary Sullivan, who used to be the drummer in Dimmer, and John Paul Sartre Experience, who were a Flying Nun band that I used to really love. And also Nick Rowan, who used to be in a band called The Skeptics, who were probably my favourite Flying Nun band. So he was engineering. That session had so much good music, it was insane. We got really, really lucky. The next day, I played it to Lady Six, and Lady Six borrowed my laptop, stuck it into GarageBand and wrote Nothing to Lose.
Falling, breaking up is what I do. And if you didn't know that, you never had a clue.
All of a sudden I realised the value of taking people out of their normal element and putting them in to a totally alien situation. It sparked their brains off.
Just to hear someone like Lady Six taken out of her normal context, and just to hear her strength as an artist, when you hear that kind of stuff, well, that makes a project like this, you know, completely worthwhile in itself, yeah.
Another important session I've done was with me and Anika Ma.
He just rang me up and said, bro, come over, I'm back in New Zealand for a couple of days, I really need you to write some songs with me. And we wrote 2 songs together, Sleep You Tight, which we just nutted it out in about an hour, recorded it in about 2 hours.
Honey wants to melt into my mouth, taking a bite of the ship that sails, golden nights and silly dreams. This is the world, or so it seems.
It's like a lullaby. It's grand, you know, it's so grand. But her voice is like an angel.
All of these dreams, they come at once. All of these pages brings me love. Took me in, baby, sleep me tight.
And we also wrote a song called A Part of Me, which is, sounds like New Water.
Could always try to change your mind, but could end up being left behind. Said I don't know what else to do. A part of me, a part of you.
I jammed on the piano. I'm not much of a piano player, but I jammed on the piano, and then John played bass and just wrote all these great lyrics.
Man, that's like a great pop song. It reminded me of like New Water meets The Cure.
And part of me is when you've just broken up with your boyfriend or girlfriend and you're in the car driving home in the rain, it's raining and you're real sad and you're like, can't even see because it's raining on your face too.
It's lonely. It's lonely. It's lonely.
But it's all been about capturing the first take, pretty much, you know, which can cause problems later on, because sometimes you sacrifice sonic, you know, hi-fi for just a beautiful idea or a beautiful vocal take or stuff like that. But in essence, that's what people connect with, you know.
That's most important. You've given your all, given your all, given your all. That's most important. You've given your all, given your all, given your all.
There's another song called Up and Gone, and it's a really simple sentiment. You don't know what you got until it's up and gone, you know, and it's done over a Gary Newman sort of 5/4 thing, and it's like, man, it's like a soul song, but it shouldn't work, but it does, you know.
You don't know what you had until it's all run out. You don't know what you had until it's all been gone. You don't know what you got until it's all run out. You don't know what you really got until it's all been gone.
Very excited to be part of the Adults project. Every musician is someone that I've admired for years. I really respect everyone's work, so I felt like a kid in a candy store, really. I've been playing with my heroes, so to speak, so it's been great.
For me, it's like the whole buzz is making something that you couldn't make by yourself, you know, like, and that's what the whole project's been like. And then I've got a guy like Tiki Tane who is mixing and producing at the end of the process. He's also like laying down lines and doing percussion and doing a whole heap of stuff to make things sound amazing. He's the same as everybody else. It's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it really well, and he's done it. He's managed to make a very cohesive record out of stuff that's been recorded in so many different sort of situations, but yet he's sewn it all together, and it sounds like we've recorded it in a really nice studio, you know. It's gold, yeah.